Usually, immigrants have impacts on the country they immigrate to. During your research, have you ever encountered with such impacts from European Jewish refugees in Iran in different aspects, for example, art, culture, even religious views?
So during the Second World War, tens of thousands of Polish refugees lived in Iran. Some of whom were Jewish, a minority of whom were Jewish. And what the work of historians and scholars like Leroy Sternfeld has shown is that they were immensely influential. As a lot of the men were soldiers, a lot of this influence was made by women. Polish women who usually came from upper class and middle class backgrounds in Poland often brought with themselves all the trappings of the middle class, upper class European culture. They would bring violin, piano, different sorts of music, different sorts of theater, different sorts of food. There were Polish cafes in Iran at the period which would offer this stuff. Now, of course, Iran and Tehran wasn't a parochial place before that as well. It had its European connections. But during the war, like many other places, it became an entrepot because it was effectively, it was a neutral country. Then it was invaded by the Allied after 1941. There were citizens of many different countries passing through Iran, including the refugees that you mentioned, and they were immensely influential in building the culture of Iran. One example of European Polish Jewish refugees that were quite refugees, but people who effectively survived the Holocaust by staying in Iran is Jolly Boys. This is a jazz band based in Poland, a Jewish jazz band based in Poland before the war. They had come to Iran initially to play at the engagement ceremony of Iran's crown prince, the young Mohammad Reza at the time, to Fawzia, the Egyptian princess, right before the Second World War. But when the Second World War broke out, and of course the persecution of Jews heightened and the Holocaust got going in Europe, Jolly Boys stayed in Iran. And that's how they survived the Holocaust. In fact, the members of the Jolly Boys who didn't come to Iran were killed in Europe. And the Jolly Boys who stayed in Iran, of course, they had a huge effect on the Iranian culture.